another video. I hope you're doing well. It's a bit of a weird time at the moment, isn't it? It's just really strange. I don't know how else to put it. At the beginning it felt like I was in a movie and this couldn't possibly be real and I was going to wake up and it'll be over. But now it's kind of become normality and I can't even remember what life used to be like when we could go outside and see friends. I don't know about you, but it can feel like life's a little bit pointless now. We're just stuck doing our basic routines. All the fun stuff's been stripped away. Events have been cancelled. Holidays have to be cancelled. Can't go out to church. Can't do loads of the stuff we would normally do. And it's pretty rubbish. And it feels kind of like we're just in a waiting room now, just of this waiting time of when's this going to be over. No one can even tell us, so it's all a bit weird. So life right now kind of feels like it's just the boring bits that have been left, just the everyday routines that we do, every day kind of merged into one, and all those routines and things you do every day, like making food, tidying up, doing the washing, stacking the dishwasher, going for your exercise, reading your Bible, whatever your normal routines are, those are all that we have now. The other stuff's all gone, you know, the things that make our days different generally, for most of us, are gone, and every day kind of feels the same. As someone that is passionate about Jesus, I just want to live a life for him. I want to show love to others and live radically, try to change the world around me and do the best that I can. And to be honest, that's hard enough when life is normal. But under lockdown, it feels like, what can I even do to bring God's kingdom? What can I do to share his love and live a life that's radical and exciting when all I can do is, read the Bible again, pray again, like have some Zoom calls that don't quite feel as good as meeting in real life. What is the point of all these daily decisions that I make? Whether I'm gonna sit for an hour on Instagram on my phone or go for a walk. What difference does it really make? It says in Psalm 118, I'm going to read it for you, verse 24, it says, "This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." That is saying that every day is made by God. I don't think the time we're in right now is a mistake. It's just God's like, oh, whatever, they can just deal with lockdown situation and we'll sort it out at some point and then life can get going again. I don't think that's the way it is. Every day is here for a purpose. We are made by God for a purpose, and every day has a purpose. Therefore, these days aren't wasted and God can still use us and work through us, whether that's to bless others, to help us to grow in ourselves, or to glorify him. So I've been thinking a lot about my daily routines and habits. The way that we live our days are the ways that we live our lives, and our routines make up such a big part of our day. Your habits shape your desires. So if you have a habit of scrolling through social media every hour of the day, you're going to desire to want to do that and spend your time doing that. And if we're spending our time in the Word and praying, that is going to shape our desires to want that more and to grow us closer to God. Now, I love a good analogy, so I'm going to share one with you that helps me to understand this point. And it starts with a story. So when I was in secondary school, I don't remember what year but I was in, but I discovered that I was quite good at running. I was okay. I ran 800 metres and I joined the athletics club after school. And we went to a couple of different just competitions against a few local schools. And I won a few of them, and I thought, well, I'm okay. I know what I'm doing with this running stuff, and I was quite happy with that. And then we went to this districts competition where we had like half a day off school or something, and we went, and I was pretty confident that, I've won all these other races, I'm going to do fine here. And it came to the race, and I got through to the final, and I ran it, and I tried to keep up with other people, but I just couldn't. I don't think I even finished the race because they were running at such a faster pace than me. And I realised that these kids were from other schools that actually made you train properly. You didn't just go once a week. Sometimes to a 1 hour club where you did different sports, they would train throughout the whole year, multiple times a week, or I don't know exactly, but they trained is the main point, and that's why they were better than me who didn't train. In the same way, athletes, they train a lot. A real dedicated athlete will change their whole lifestyle to make them be the best that they can be at that sport. They will change their diet, might wake up earlier to go to the gym, or they'll do exercise multiple times a day. It'll really have a big impact on their life. When you see these athletes performing, you only see them at their best when they're walking out onto the pitch or onto the track, and they're all gleaming and looking amazing, and they do their race and it looks amazing, but we don't see what all the effort that's gone in before that point, all the grueling hours, all the pain, all the difficult times where they don't want to get out of bed, or all the sacrifices they have to make. The point is, if you want to be really good at something, it will have an impact on the way you live your life. If we want to be good disciples of Jesus, it will affect our whole life. Also, it means that God can work through all of our life. It means every decision that we make matters, actually. I don't want to over-spiritualise things, being like, if you wear a red jumper, God will be pleased, or something like that. I don't know, having a dirty toilet is sinful. That's not the case, but actually, God can teach us things through everything that happens in our daily lives. Even the smallest acts, like having a shower or going for a walk, those things are taking care of our bodies that are a gift from God. Also, taking out the bins or hanging up the washing, that is stewarding well the gifts that God have given us of where we live, and also blesses the people that we live with. Even small things like how you respond to somebody in your family, a real opportunity to show God's grace and love, or to show maybe your own insecurities, maybe your own problems, things you have going on. Pretty much every decision you make in your day, there's an opportunity to glorify God. And you may feel that you are insignificant and that what you do makes no difference. I'm just a stay-at-home mum. I'm just in school doing GCSEs that I don't even have to take the exams anymore, or I'm just do this job or that job, or don't have a job, or whatever place you're in. Those thoughts are just lies, because in every single job, every single walk of life, every single circumstance you're in, God can work through that, and he can work through you. I only work part-time, and I find myself justifying that to others or feeling guilty about it, and actually I shouldn't, because I'm in this position I am for a reason, and I've been listening to God, or trying to, every step of the way, and I have to trust him that this is where he wants me to be. So wherever you are, if you're listening to him, if you're seeking him, then he will make it clear if he wants you somewhere else, and he can use you exactly where you are. Bloom where you're planted. I love that saying, because you're planted where you are for a reason. Not everybody was made to be a missionary that goes and does amazing, exciting things in another country. Not everybody was meant to be Prime Minister or be a parent. That is the beautiful thing about the Christian community, that we're all different, and that is amazing, and we all fit together to bring God's kingdom and show his glory and love to others. And that is amazing. So let's join with God in the work he's doing through you and how he's growing you in this time. This is such an opportunity to invest in your time with God, to cultivate new habits and routines that are life-giving and life-changing. It doesn't feel life-changing to sit there and read your Bible every morning and to pray, but it is life-changing. It draws you closer to God, and just like that athlete analogy, that it's a daily decision. To be an athlete, you can't just turn up and do the sport. You have to have put in like a long time before of those habits of training. And in the same way, we all, I'm sure, have people that we look up to, people that have done amazing things for God or just are so inspirational and have so much integrity. And it's easy to just think, oh, I need to go out and do big preaches, or I need to volunteer loads of hours at this place, or go to, I don't know, go travelling somewhere and do an amazing mission, or just do something really big and exciting that is what we visibly see other people doing, and we want to do that because it seems to be such a great thing to do for God. But what we don't see in those people is all the work that's gone in up to that point to get close to God, to hear from God. There's no shortcuts. It's that daily choice, a daily decision, those daily routines that are so important. But it takes time to change our habits. You can't just decide, as we all know, I'm sure we've all tried to change our routines, or to start a new diet or new exercise regime, or whatever it is, learn a new hobby. We all think, oh yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to bed an hour early and read in bed, or I'm going to get up early and go for a run every day this week, or I'm not going to eat chocolate for a month. I don't know. I'm sure we've all made those decisions. And how long does it last? For most of us, not very long. And then if you're anything like me, you'll beat yourself up about it and feel bad about it and just think, oh, why can I never change my habits? Why am I so lazy? Basically, that's what I think. It's because it's hard. It is really hard to change our habits. But don't beat yourself up about it that it takes a long time, because that's normal. But if we keep trying and we keep seeking God, we will get there. So I am actually going to challenge myself this week to pray every day for 20 minutes. You know what? I'm going to make it 30 minutes. That's quite a long time. Even I was thinking, oh, how long can I challenge myself? Sorry, my throat is so dry. Yeah, even I was trying to think, oh, what can my challenge be? And I thought, oh, 20 minutes even is a really long time. What am I going to do in all that time? But no, you know what? I'm going to make it 30 minutes every day for 7 days. I'm going to document it somehow, I'm not quite sure. And, I'm not expecting that after a week I'm going to, suddenly be in God's pocket or something. But I'm intrigued to see what it does do for my day and my time. So I'm going to try every morning to get up a bit earlier and to do half an hour of prayer. And that's not something that I do normally. That's not in my normal routine. I'm not very good at praying, I will say. I definitely have not ever had a routine of praying that long. So I'm going to try that out, and I encourage you, what new routine could you bring into your life? Could you try during lockdown? What a great time to try something new. Or what habit could you change? I also am trying, when I wake up in the morning, not to look at my phone straight away, which is really difficult. Yeah, we just look at our phones so much, and it's not good for our brains. And I have noticed that reducing my screen time really helps me to feel less like a crazy person. So I encourage you to think about that as well, though it is very hard, and this time is so difficult for all of us in different ways. Some people are really struggling for different reasons, whether you're scared or you're vulnerable, or you don't get on with who you live with, or you don't live with anybody, or whatever reason it might be. This time is really hard. And before we wrap this up, I want to remind us that for some of us, the greatest achievement of the day will be just getting out of bed. And that's okay. Because before you've even got out of bed and done anything, you are already known and loved by God. And nothing we can do can change that for better or worse. We choose to live a life for Him, a life honouring to Him, and to make these decisions that are going to glorify Him. Not because we're trying to earn His love and forgiveness, but because we already have it. Living from that place, knowing that nothing you can do will separate you from God. He's always going to be there. It's a much better place to be than thinking you've got to try and earn it and beating yourself up when you don't have a productive day, which I definitely do. So I need to hear this just as much as you guys do. So I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you are encouraged, and I'd love to hear what your challenges are for yourselves. I pray that God blesses you in this time of lockdown, and stay safe and well. I'll see you next time. Bye.